What's going on, everyone? IBG here, Coach Houston Tyrant Jones here for my Week 2 team builder against Dartrix, coach of the LA Dartrix. Last week, we ended, if you have not go seen the bell, be sure to go check it out, but I will reveal something about the match. If you don't want any spoilers, be sure to go check that out. So until now, which I'm going to say now, uh, we are in a bad spot because we end up losing the previous match, our week 1 match 0-4, and and that is a spot you probably do not want to be even at the starting week. So hopefully I'm looking up to get a win and hopefully a big differential win from this match. So let's just see how it goes. I'm gonna go through my opponent's team, all one by one. Something I did from other leagues is whenever my opponent had like 11 Pokemon like we do this week, I would always put the regular form, but I'm probably just going to go against it because I don't think any of my opponents have like any like speed changing involving losing speed upon Mega Evolution as far as I think. I'm going to check that real quick just to make sure that that is true. Okay, there's one opponent, but I'll probably do that later on, but that's for whatever. Starting off, my opponent has Mega Mawile, which is a very threatening Pokemon. This I believe would be his S tier pick, so he's still able to grab A tier Pokemon like Conkeldurr and Rotom-Wash. I think Rotom-Wash is A tier, if not B tier. But he had to pick up Mega Mawile, having the huge probability, doubling its attack stat. So if he puts this, that doubles to 618, and if he has an adamant nature, it puts up to 678, which is a very high attack stat. I know Mega Mawile has access to a few good offensive moves. One be, aside from stat moves like Sucker Punch and not Sucker Punch, stat moves like Iron Head and Play Rough, it does have access to Sucker Punch, which I meant to say as a good coverage move. It does get access to Thunder Punch, Ice Punch, and does not get Fire Punch. Only Ice Punch and Thunder Punch. I believe it wouldn't get Fire Punch if it's automatically Steel, and that would make sense for it. Also gets knockoff, gets moves like Rock Slide as move of coverage, and moves like that. Next up, he has Conkeldurr, which is a very threatening Pokemon due to the fact that all three of its abilities help it out so much. About Guts if it's burned or poisoned, meaning it will do 50% more damage and does not get taken the having of physical damage if it is burned. So I feel like if he was Guts, he would be a Flame Orb set. He also has the Sheer Force ability, which helps him with moves that have secondary effects, so like crits with Stone Edges, Drain Punch recovering HP, the Elemental Punches doing their thing, Poison Jab with Poison, and other moves like that. I'm just going to see any other moves that he has that also do that sort of thing. No, so you could put like Sheer Force and have Life Orb with it, and the moves will do more damage, and he will not take Life Orb damage because they have no secondary effect. And also he has Iron Fist, which he doesn't have like a real good access to a lot of punching moves, like of course Drain Punch, Ice Punch, or I should say all the elemental punches, Mach Punch, and I believe that is it. Real high attack stat, good HP stat, good defense stat, just lacking on Spadef. Of course it has low speed, but I feel like with these stats it just helps it if it doesn't have that already. He could even put a Assault Vest on it just to balance out the Spadef it has. Next up, he has Delphox, which is a Pokemon that even though it does not do good, it does provide a good fire type for him. Has real good speed here, being 104, just outspeeding the base 100 Pokemon that opponents could have, like my own Mega Gardevoir. Has real high special attack stat, and has okay moves. Just has like this fire stab and psychic stab has like shadow wall, signal beam, dazzling gleam, and access to Calm Mind, Grass Knot, moves just like that, and also can pack hidden power if he wants to too. Next up, he also has Haunter, very low tier Pokemon, but still provides them a good offense Pokemon. Base 95 speed, base 115 special attack, pretty good for a not fully evolved Pokemon. Gives him a ground immunity with Levitate, and also has good access to a few moves. Also could be his utility Pokemon with like Will-O-Wisp, Toxic, Trick, Taunt, moves like that. Pain Split, just stuff like that. He also has Articuno, which gives him another ground immunity. Pretty sure it would be helpful with Mawile and Delphox. Real high speed stat, good defense stat, okay speed tier, good HP stat, and I'd say definitely okay special attack stat. It's so mid ground. The fact that it's not being used makes it feel like this Pokemon is a little not I'm not gonna say not common, not very well used. And of course, the typing just hinted it a whole lot to this Pokemon is sort of like not noticeable in like draft league format. Next up, he has Porygon 2, which is possibly one of the most bulkiest Pokemon on his team because he has access to the Eviolite, having base 90 defense and base 95 special defense. Boosting one of those up and then having HP boosted, helping it provide a good wall on one side or the other. Traceability could be very threatening if used correctly. Also has the down ability. If he gets a special attack raise, it's going to be very bad. And if he has the analytic ability, his moves will be doing a whole lot if he decides to run a slower variant of Porygon 2. He also has Fortress, which gives him a hazard setter and hazard remover since this thing does have rapid spin. It gives him an automatic physical defensive wall and also can deliver a move because of its ability Sturdy. And also if he wants something just to do damage, he also has Explosion just so he could get a lot of damage off just before getting knocked out. And he could even put Custap Berry with this so he makes sure he gets that explosion off and does not get knocked out within that turn. Next up, he has Rotom Wash, which basically has the same role as what my Rotom Mo does, to where it could be played offensively and defensively just based off the stats that it does have. And gives him another Earth ground immunity, which I feel like he does need for his team. And of course, he does have a lot of ground immunities. Has 4, to be honest, but if those aren't there, ground could just like help. I feel like dual typing ground type Pokemon just cut through his team because one side he has that, and let's just say he has to deal with a rock type Pokemon, then those Levantine Pokemon have a hard time to deal with. Next up, he has Sudowoodo, which is a Pokemon I do not expect to come, but does have the potential to do a lot. Of course, has a sturdy ability to prevent it from dying in one hit. Rockhead prevents it taking damage from Double Edge and Head Smash, Recoiled, and also has Battle, which I don't think is ability he'll run, but gives him another Stealth Rocker if he decides to have that. Has a pretty good coverage move. Has Wood Hammer, which he did use Sudowoodo last match, I believe, or last week I should say, and that thing put in a lot of work removing a rock hazard setter on his opponent's side and wood hammering a water type, making it get knocked out. And I believe that thing could be possibly threatening. Next up, he has Crocodile, which has the pretty good abilities for what it does. Intimidate, weakens any sort of physical attack. Moxie, if it gets a kill, raises attack stat, which mainly a lot of its attacks come from its physical attack, so that would help it out a lot. And not to mention, it has really good attack move pool, so it just helps it out a whole lot in the long run. Base 117 attack, has an okay speed stat, base 92, and okay HP stat as well. And then finally, he has Talonflame. The one set I expect him to bring is just because it's the only set that's very viable as far as Gen 7. And it was very viable in Gen 6 as well. He has Gale Wings, Adamant Nature, max speed, max attack, having Brave Bird, and this is his Zmon, so I'd probably expect like a Z Fly set. And then having like Flare Blitz and Flame Charge and like SD maybe, or have like U-Turn within that mix, Taunt, Roost, whatever. That's just gonna be Talonflame for that matter. So this is probably his most threatening Pokemon because it's the only Pokemon that can outspeed my Greninja, barring a Scarf from any of his other Pokemon, but that's beside the point. Now let's just get into my team because I prepped this team so well that I hope this gets me a win finally, because I do not want to be 0-2 at the start of this league. Anyways, starting off we have Laurana. I'm sorry if I sound weird, my nose is a little stuffy. I feel sick, but I did want to get this video out. We have Greninja first. I'm running a spec set Protean because I'm only allowed to run that ability. Scald, Water Shuriken, Dark Pulse, and Hidden Power Fire. The 160 speed, Timid Nature allows me to outspeed a Adamant Talonflame, which is probably the set I would expect him to run, because if he runs Jolly, he doesn't do a lot of damage unless he has Sword Stance to help it offensively. And I sort of expect him to run Adamant Nature, so he doesn't have to have that ability need to run Sword Stance and waste a turn. Scald, Water Shuriken, and Dark Pulse are standard moves. Water Shuriken helps me a whole lot with priority, because priority is a good thing to have within your Pokemon team builds, I should say. Can easily deal with the Sudowoodo, deal with Crocodile, and deal with the Talonflame if they are not a bulky set. And Hidden Power Fire is just coverage for Mega Mawile, Fortress, and stuff like that. Also helps with dealing with a Delphox. If he's not a fast set but clicks Grass Knot, then I could just HP Fire. Well, I could HP Fire and it do nothing on that one turn, and it could instantly go into a Dark Pulse and just knock it out. And that would just help me out a whole lot. Because the Protean turns me into whatever move I use. So if it's a Water type move, I turn into Water type. If it's a Fire type move, I turn into a Fire type. And if it's a Dark type move, I turn into a Dark type. But I do not say a Dark type. I do not change types if these are the moves. If a Water or a Dark type is the move I first use. So just a little note to keep myself in mind. Next up, I have Combatiente, the Komodo, running a 5DMZ set. Wanted to run a set like last match, except I'm running a Tautomized set of Rock Polish. I don't know what the difference is, but I'm still running it regardless. Dragon Claw, Close Combat, and Flamethrower. Dragon Claw and Close Combat help me a lot with so many Pokemon, and Flamethrower is good coverage move just for that Fortress and the Mega Mawile that he doesn't have on his team. And Autotomize, if I get Autotomize up, it allows me to outspeed, with the speed investment I do have, allows me to outspeed a Choice Scarfed Delphox, which should be the fastest thing with a Scarf, so I'm prepping myself to outspeed that. And I don't think he has any Pokemon that have like an agility. I probably think like a Crocodile maybe, but he probably won't run like a agility or Rock Polish Crocodile, which I don't think he has. I would check right now, but I'm not going to. Next up, I have Hermosa, the Gardevoir, making her debut. Of course, it's my Mega, so I'm going to have to run the Gardevoir, and I'm running a Trace ability just in case if I switch in, and I manage to pick up a good ability like Analytic, which I don't think it would take any good use because I think I have Mega Evolve turn 1, but that's besides the point. I have Hyper Voice, Side Shock, and Hidden Power Rock. With Substitute, Hyper Voice and Side Shock are good stab moves, cover up a whole bunch of his team, and Hidden Power Rock hits the Articuno very hard. I expect that thing to be a Spadef set overall. Also helps me deal with the Delphox, hits the Talonflame really hard, and just stuff like that. I do get walled pretty much by a Spadef Fortress, but I feel like he'd run physical, so Hyper Voice should still be doing over half, if not close to being close to half. So I decided to run Substitute since I did not want any sort of move. Didn't think I would need any sort of move other than these three that I have right here. 216 speed with Timid Nature allows me to outspeed. It allows me to outspeed the Hunter once I Mega Evolve. Next up, we have Caliente, the Arcanine, running a physical defensive set, which I feel like would do a whole lot more for this battle. Leftovers allows me to get some HP recovery. Intimidate helps me deal with the physical attacking Pokemon like Mega Mawile, Conkeldurr, Crocodile, Talonflame, and better dealing with Fortress and Sudowoodo. Flare Blitz, it's that move I didn't need. Extreme Speed, I wanted some priorities because you can never go wrong with priority. I feel like that should be a catchphrase for drafting battles. You could never go wrong with priority. If you have that chance to draft a Pokemon that has access to priority, you might as well scoop it up. It could help you out in the long run. Running Will-O-Wisp to better deal with physical attacking Pokemon, and Morning Sun, just in case leftovers is not enough to help me heal back up. Like I said, max HP, max defense. I believe with the investments, which is a lot of investments for a physical defensive set, it doesn't look like it, but I get 3-hit KO'd. I'm trying to look what this is at. I think it is a Scarf Crocodile, or Scarf Jolly Crocodile's Earthquake, I think. It doesn't seem like it, but I feel like that's what the calc is for. But I could be wrong, but I'm just going to go with it. Next up, we have Mojado, the Rotom Wash. Rotom-Mow. He has Rotom Wash. I have Rotom-Mow. Running Eye Papa Berry because I cannot run leftovers. I think by the time I made this set, the rule was you cannot have the same item on 2 different Pokemon. So I'm running Eye Papa Berry so that way if it gets low HP, I can get 50% of my full health back. I'm running Leaf Storm and Volt Switch just so I have Stab. Volt Switch helps me with Switch Initiative. Defog gets rid of hazards. And Hidden Power Fire is a move that allows me to hit Fortress and Mega Mawile a little bit harder. The Spadef investments, if I did calc that, allows me to take a Scarf, Delphox's Fire Blast, and the speed investments allow me to outspeed a Jolly Mega Mawile. And so I just put the rest in defense since I didn't want to go a little bit offensive and want to have something to take also on the physical defensive side. And then finally we have Roka the Rhyperior, running a Rinderberry Solid Rock set with Stealth Rocks, Rock Slide, Earthquake, and Superpower. With the HP and Spadef investments, I can take a Specs, Modest, Delphox, Grass Knot, which should be the hardest hitting move that I could live. I'm pretty sure what... And I also checked Rotom Wash's Hydro Pump, but even with the Pastel Berry, I do not live. I don't think. Well, I think I do, but I'm more expecting Grass Knot from Delphox. Because I don't think I would stay in with a Rotom Wash. I'd probably rather stay in on a Delphox, even if it does have Grass Knot. So I lived that, and I'm able to knock out with like Earthquake, which I should click it instead of Rock Slide. And then I have Superpower as a coverage move for the Crocodile. Also hits Sudowoodo pretty hard, hits Porygon 2. And that's being all that. And so this is my team. I hope you guys enjoy, and we'll see you all in the post-commentary match, which hopefully I will have clear sinuses so I do not sound like I am dying within my recordings. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and goodbye.